So now the charter.
Charter number one.
Charter number one. Oh, God, these people. Yeah. They are back. They were on before. I forget what season, but they've been here before.
Okay, so when you watched the more of the charter, did you remember where they were from?
No.
What they did last time?
No.
You remember that scene with Josiah? When they made him come out in the gold bikini?
Oh, yes. They showed a few clips of that. Yes.
They showed a few clips, so that, because they said it was no shot, because like Sasha was saying, when we talked about the crew last time, they have taken a liking to James.
And gave him a real cute little outfit to come into.
But before that, so we go back to Izzy's sense of urgency. The guest, the primary is so irritated about drinks, right?
He's irritated about everything, though.
He's just irritated about everything.
And he's like very...
what's taking so long.
And then he talks in a way to them where it's like these backhanded, like, I'm trying to help you. I'm just trying to be helpful. But he'll be like, oh, you're looking really tired. I feel like you guys are having a really hard time doing your job. Here, let me help. I just want to help you guys. I just want to make it easier. I just want to help. You look really tired. Do you need to get some sleep? Like, he just is real, his attitude is not great. And then some of the girls
when they started arguing over James.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious.
When they decided to do a beach picnic, and one of the girls who has a crush on James is like, I want James to take me over on the jet skis. So they get James to take a girl over on the jet ski, but they choose the birthday girl, which is not the girl that requested it.
Oh.
And because it was her birthday, and they said James is hot. Like, they'd all been talking about how hot he was, and this girl clearly has a crush on him.
Yes.
So when they go to the island, like, James, will you take the birthday girl over? I thought the other girl was going to push him in the water. I was like, oh, damn. So then they arrange, and they want James to come out in this Speedo, and they give him options. He chooses
like a disco ball looking. That's true. Like that's true. He gives him a handful, huh?
He gave him a handful.
Yeah. That's just what you want, a handful of some other guy's underwear to choose from. Yeah.
And then, side note.
I mean, can I have a handful of your, like, thongs so I could just, try them on and wear them? I mean, no?
Clenched when you say that. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Can you just mail them to me? Thanks. I mean, I could buy new ones on Amazon, but hey, your old ones would be better.
Girl, I got too much AS for you to fit in my...
after underwear. 2 kids, I realized why underwear roll. I didn't know this when I was smaller. Now I know.
You know now.
I know now. It's because I'm wearing them too small.
Funny when he's walking to his cabin with this handful of them, and Captain Lee's all, "What you got there?" And he goes, "Output request from the primary." He's like, "Better you than me."
Can you imagine if they asked Captain Lee to do that? I mean, I definitely don't think he'd say yes, but it'd be funny.
I think that's the one time he would say no to a charter guest.
Yeah, but it would be funny.
So they make arrangements. They want James to come out in whatever outfit he chooses.
Yeah.
And for the birthday girl to take a body shot off of him.
Yes, that's right.
And they're having dinner. This hasn't quite happened yet because they're eating dinner. They're doing their thing, and
they're like talking about the surprise they have for the birthday girl, which is
and the
James.
Other girl over there is just getting more and more mad, and then finally it gets brought up, and one of the other guys says, and these are all, they're all gay guys, and the other guy says, well, wait a minute. How did the birthday girl end up on the jet ski when you're the one that has a crush on him? And all hell breaks loose.
Yep. Let's just light the stick of dynamite and toss it.
Complete. Yeah. And then he's looking at the birthday girl, and he's like, if you're really friends with her, you would have said no, blah, blah, trying to invoke girl code. When this birthday girl got thrown into all of that from everybody else.
And they've been drinking all day long. these peeps have been just drink. So you can only imagine how that is adding to it.
There was a lot of drama. And so meanwhile, while they're fighting too and they're eating, they're also probably hangry because the food's taken apparently a long time, that the primary clears plate, goes to the galley and says,
because he didn't want to wait.
He goes to the galley to see what's taking so long. And the chef is just putting the finishing touches on. He goes, okay, I'll help you take these out.
Well, and didn't he tell the chef also that she like was looking like she needed help?
Yes.
I mean,
yes, which set her off, which would. Yeah. You're exhausted. It's the first day. It's a shit show. These guests suck.
But she's making them quite a bit of food. Like, they demanded, this was the dinner, like the multi-course country dinner, right?
5 or 6 courses.
Yeah. So they demanded this like special dinner of like all these different countries, like a tasting type menu. But then they also have all these food restrictions of like, what are some of these? There's the vegan and the gluten and the this and the that and the like. They've got all these restrictions.
Because they ask her every time, like, do these fit all of our restrictions? Do these fit all of our restrictions?
So like, so she's trying to get all these restrictions, and it's like an insane menu they made her plan.
I cannot wait for them to leave and the tip meeting because I want to hear Captain Lee's thoughts on it, and I'm really hoping Andy has them on Watch What Happens Live soon because I want to know what his thoughts are watching this back with the guests, because initially, as a captain, you don't want your guests doing this stuff, but they are high maintenance. Like, they go to make their drinks in the beginning and tell Izzy, you go get her sunscreen and I'll make the drinks. And first of all, Izzy walked away, which she shouldn't have done.
Yeah. Because she didn't really even, know, like,
do my job.
Like, and I get it. She didn't know how to make the drinks in the first place, and then she also doesn't know how to react and be like, no, like, gently, like, tell the guests they're not allowed to do that. But on the flip side, I mean,
I will guarantee
they needed to just have, like, bottles of champagne going and going and going, because these guests were also asking for those high-maintenance drinks. They're asking for a martini. I mean, I would be too, guys. Don't get me wrong, okay? I would want some martinis, too. However, I would be happy if while you're taking 20 minutes to make one drink, that you ply me with champagne as well. Or just leave the bottle in one of those cute little holders with ice. Like, I'd be happy with that too. I don't necessarily need you to actually pour it for me. I'd be fine.
Right.
Just give me a bottle and a nice little bucket of ice, and while you're making my drinks, that's fine, because I understand there's only one person. They don't know how to make these drinks, but they're asking for like an Aperol Spritz, and then they're asking for, what was it? What was the martini?
Martinis.
Espresso. So that takes like going downstairs where the coffee maker is and making the espresso first and then bringing it back up and then doing the whole ordeal. And then Izzy doesn't know how to make it in the first place.
I think they definitely could have made those more efficient. I would have taken the shaker and the vodka downstairs, poured the espresso and shook it all the way upstairs.
While you're walking. Yep.
And all you have to do is pour it.
But then they also like a whole bunch of them on them. And they've got one little shaker that makes like 2 to 3 drinks at most at the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're not a restaurant. Like they're 3
they don't have
stewardess.
coffee machines waiting for you. And it's like, some people might argue, well, she could have had the espresso ready, but it's like, espresso's very finicky. If you pour a fresh shot and you let it sit too long, it gets bitter.
Yeah,
so it's like, when you're ordering a drink like that, if you were just ordering, and I worked at Starbucks for 4 years, that's why I know. But like, if you let that sit more than about 30 seconds without mixing it or doing something with it will get bitter.
Wow, that sucks. That sucks.
So it's like, they can't have that. And of course, if they pick, I mean, my trick would have been just make a strong pot of coffee. But if they're true espresso martini drinkers, they'll know.
I see. And then use coffee instead. But, once it's like their 5th one, they won't notice anything.
Exactly. After the, like, 2nd or 3rd one, I would have just made a strong pot of coffee and used that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This guest probably would have called them out on it no matter what.
They probably would have. They're not really happy in any... I think they just like to complain, and then the primary does it in that backhanded way where he just, like, He's trying to make it seem like he's not complaining, but complaining. And it's about everything. They do it about everything.
Well, and he even goes off on his friend because she storms off of dinner. So going back to the drama at the dinner,
Oh, that's
she
right.
storms off. He even starts berating her and is like, "This is unacceptable." So he's just an unhappy man in general.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be able to just chill and like have fun. I don't know. I mean, obviously,
I don't remember him being. I actually want to find the episode and go back and watch because I don't remember him being this bad.
I don't remember them being this bad either. I remember them being high maintenance, but I don't remember.
Now, granted, they had Kate and Josiah, which kicked ass.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who else was on that charter, but they did have Kate, and Kate even said on the after show or the chat room that Bravo has, you know, she was even saying like the number one thing for guests is just keep them drunk.
Yeah,
keep them drunk.
Drinks.
And I think she also had Josiah. It wasn't the first charter.
Yeah.
So her and Josiah had this rhythm.
They got into their rhythm. Yeah. Well, also these guests brought like 2 months worth of luggage. And so Izzy's like downstairs trying to unpack because of course they asked to unpack. I mean, my husband was asking me how I would do because whenever we go anywhere, that is like the number one thing I hate. I hate them coming in. I don't want turn down service. Like whenever we're on the cruise, I don't want turn down service. Like I don't want anyone rifling through my stuff. If I can like
your stuff. Unpack your stuff.
I want to unpack. I don't want anyone touching my underwear. I don't want them going through my stuff and laughing at what I have. And I certainly don't want anybody, like I put that little sign on the door right off the bat, like do not disturb, stay out. The only thing I want is some fresh towels. That's it. And you can leave them outside the door. Thanks. I'll grab them. I do not want you in my space. I just don't.
They would love you as a charter guest.
Yeah, because I'd be like, do not enter my room. Do not enter it. After I am in there, when I need you to dump the trash, I will tell you. But otherwise, like, stay out. I'm good. I can hang up my own towel. I don't need you to unmake the bed for me. I am perfectly capable. Like, I don't need fresh sheets every day. I think I can sleep in the same sheets for 3 days straight.
Yeah, so what was the conversation you had with Michael about it?
Like, well, just that same thing that I would be like, a great one. He's like, what would you do? And I'd be like, I tell him to stay out. And then I said, and they love me for it. All I tell him is like, make sure I got a bottle of champagne near me and a bucket of ice, a cheese plate, and stay out of the room. That's it. I'm pretty happy with that. Like, make sure there's some snacks lying around. Although after watching so many episodes of Below Deck, I feel like I'd bring my own. That way, like, I have realized from going on a few trips to where I've stayed at like more of an Airbnb type place or a smaller type family run place versus the big resorts. Like they'll have a little bar area, but it's not like someone's manning it. It's more like, okay, there's a pool area and they do make drinks, but you gotta, during the day, like you gotta go kind of find somebody and let somebody know like, hey, I'd love a drink. Like I feel awkward when no one is like standing there. Like at a resort, it's different. The bartender's always there. They're just right there.
Yeah.
You go up and ask, there's waitresses all around. But at the smaller places, I almost feel like uncomfortable being like, can you stop what you're doing and go over there and make me a drink real quick?
Yeah.
Like I feel more of like, I'll just bring my own wine.
Yeah. Same thing. Keep a bottle of champagne near me.
And water.
And water, and always keep a cheese plate out.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's it. Always keep it out. I'm good. That's it. We're done.
Yeah. I'd be easy. I'd be an easy charter guest.
I do have to say, and so they go, Izzy undoes a couple, unpacks
She's like unpacking at a snail's pace.
She is. And then at the end of it, they're at dinner, and two of the girls were like, yeah, my stuff was never unpacked.
Yeah.
This is annoying. So immediately he's like, excuse me. Like, we need her to unpack. So Izzy's got to go back downstairs.
Yeah.
And
I mean, dinner time's a shit show all around. The guests are drunk. They're fighting over what's his face.
And going back to the unpacking, here's what I think is really interesting. The first couple of seasons of Below Deck, I swear that was something they did as a standard. And they must have gotten away from that because now they only do it, I think, if guests request it. But I remember them unpacking.
I remember them always unpacking too.
And clearly that's not the last probably 3 or 4 seasons. I don't think that's standard anymore
Yeah.
because I've always
Well,
seen them request it.
that I feel like that takes a lot of time away too, because especially while you're running around, okay, you've got 3 stewardesses. One doesn't really know how to do anything, all right, so she's got to be trained. You have laundry that needs to be done nonstop. You have guests wanting drinks and food nonstop. And then you just have all the other stuff you're trying to plan and figure out. So to be able to like have somebody unpacking, somebody doing laundry, somebody making drinks, somebody getting the drink order from the guests, going back over here, then they want more drinks, then they want food, then they want here. Like, there's
And
not
then
enough
you've got the chief
people.
stewardess trying to figure out, okay, they all of a sudden want a disco party tonight. Now
Yeah.
you've got to make sure you have everything.
She's got to pull the stuff for
I
it.
don't know
Like, there's,
why
they
don't
need
have
like
one more.
6 stewardesses. I mean,
But now going backwards a little bit, they did mention because after the first night, Francesca has a breakdown. Lee calls her up into the wheelhouse just to ask how the first day went. How, just like he did with Eddie, how are you feeling about?
oh yeah, like what's going on?
He breaks down and he's like, "Oh God."
Yeah,
He's
she's like crying.
There's no crying and yawning.
Although
But-
she's tired, and she said she only got like 2 hours of sleep or something.
However, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
He does ask like, "What do you need?" And she was like, "I need another stew." And he did make a point. So going back to what we're talking about with the crew, he's like, "We have no more beds for anybody." So unfortunately, I think the crew is just, and I think like we were saying earlier when we were talking about the crew, I think it is more important maybe to have more people on outside, because we have seen charters run successfully with 3.
No, we
people
have, but usually
or
it's
2.
when they have 3 strong people and a strong organized leader. So,
and that's the problem, I think, is Francesca's still just getting her bearings.
She's getting her bearings.
Something like
yeah, they got thrown a really tough charter, and they're down a person because of Avery. So they got like everything was just like a recipe for disaster on this.
It really was, and I think you also have to throw in, because I've seen some behind the scenes before, or heard Kate talk about it before. You've also got these people that are now on a boat. So Francesca, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Rachel. Let's take those 2 because they have so much experience. They've also never dealt with cameras in their face all the time.
That's right.
And the pressures of that, because I saw a thing, I think it was Kate talking about it, or it was like a 10 things you don't know about below deck or something like that. And I mean, that's a tiny space.
Yeah. They're in close quarters.
Take that bedroom you're in right now, put in a full kitchen, and then have 2 cameramen standing right there, plus you trying to cook, plus stewardesses coming in.
And you're trying to move quickly, because everything is like, you got to move. That's right.
I mean, that bedroom you're in is probably twice as big as the galley.
Oh yeah. And I mean, and Eddie is used to the cameras because he's worked for it before, but everybody else, it's now, the job's already stressful. And then now it's like a whole nother added layer of trying to move around the cameras, not look directly in the camera and break that 4th wall, and try to not talk to the cameraman because that's going to ruin the shot.
When you want to be like, get the fuck out of my way, I gotta go. Like, can you leave right now? Like, know that's, I think that's a lot of Rachel's frustrations too.
Yeah.
Because those galleys they're probably the size of my kitchen.
They're small and hot.
And it's a small, I have a small galley kitchen. Yeah. I can't imagine standing in there with a freaking cameraman and then all your
the big camera
crew waiting. And all of your interior crew waiting to go, and deck crew waiting to hand out food, and then the heat. And I hope that's a lot of the learning curve. I think that's a lot of the learning curve too.
I hope their second charter is a much more tame one, so they'll be able to kind of, breathe for a second and then get like under their belts, what their rhythm. Because
you've never seen the show, right?
No, but sometimes they have chill charters. Sometimes they have really chill, easy people, and they're like, "Ooh, this was awesome. This was great. We got to catch up on stuff. Like, these people are pleasant."
You know who it usually is? Okay, so funny thing too.
It's usually like the group of girls.
Well, the last time this charter came on, it was just, there was no girls in the mix. It was all a bunch of gay guys. and that's what made them I think, less
high maintenance,
romantic than this one.
Yeah,
but it's
these girls are
bitchy. These girls are up there.
Yeah.
This, the charters that are usually the best are usually the middle-aged women.
Yeah, the group of middle-aged women. Yeah. I mean, they wanna like flirt a little with the deck crew, but they're not fighting over them like one of them's gonna get one. I mean, they're just happy, and they just want
the whole deck crew take their shirts off and give me champagne.
Yeah, they just want rosé and champagne, and that's it. They're happy. Like
ring. Yeah, they're usually their preferences aren't that crazy.
Mm-hmm.
A good theme party here and there. Yeah. So let's hope they get the group of women next.
Or just some nice tablescapes. Like sometimes they don't even ask for a theme party. They're just like, just make it look pretty, and hey, we're good. We eat everything. We're easy. Yeah.
Fingers crossed that's what they get next time, because I think they really would love to, and just to have the fun guests, right? The guests that are just wanting to have fun with them, but not in an inappropriate way, not in a mean way.
Yeah. And not freaking fighting about it. Good Lord. What else happened on this one? I'm trying to think. See, this is what happens.
Shane
most of the time, guys
gotten in trouble for taking his shirt off and going for a swim dive.
No, but that hasn't happened yet. That was in the preview for upcoming.
That happened they were at the beach picnic. When they were at the beach, the charter guests went to the beach, and it was more towards the end.
Oh, maybe I walked away and went to the bathroom.
Lee was calling on the radio. Shane Lee.
Oh, I thought that was a promo for. I didn't realize that was
Eddie
still part of it.
was trying to get a hold of him.
Okay.
Eddie was trying to get a hold of him to get something, and then Lee gets on the radio, and Lee's number one pet.
Yes. Answer your freaking radio.
Rip his hair out.
Do you think Shane will make it through the whole show? Or do you think he'll be sent home?
I think he'll make it through the show, depending on how many charters they get to before Corona. Because it seems
true.
It seems like part of it. Now, if it was just a whole season of them, hell no, he would not make it.
Yeah.
Because that radio thing is Lee's biggest pet peeve.
And that happens twice. Bye.
I think if Avery had still been there, and I think if it wasn't such a shit show, he would have been gone. He'll be gone after this first charter, because Lee even said in his meeting with the crew, he said, my fastest way to piss me off is don't have your radio on you.
Oh yeah, because he sat down with them, and he had that little meeting with them before the charter had even ended. Remember, he called everyone up because he realizes how high maintenance these guests are, and he usually does not do that. It's very rare that
I've never seen him do that.
No, I haven't either. So this is a huge thing to tell everybody, let's just get through this. These people are crazy. In this case, it's not you, it's them.
It is, and I think that's the thing. I think he realized that, and I think he's watching his crew break down. Somebody's already gone home, French is crying. And I'd be curious to know, too, for Lee to do that, the stuff we didn't see.
Oh, yeah.
Has to have been intense.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he went up to Lee and was rude to him right before this meeting and was a dick, and they just didn't show it for some reason.
True. But, we have no idea what he's saying to everyone else on the boat too, because he's definitely, if he's making those quips in front of the camera, he's saying the same thing to everybody else that works on that boat. I mean, he's probably telling the cameraman, hey, that camera looks a little heavy. Should I, do you need me to hold it for you for a little bit so you can go?
You want to prop it up?
Yeah, hey, I'll take over. I'll film for you for a little bit. You want to go ahead and go take a break? I'm good. I got you.
Hell, maybe he went up and told the captain, I'll steer the ship for you. You look like you're in pain. I mean, he's already talked to the interior crew. The chef, he's already taken over both those jobs. I'm just waiting to see him start sweeping up.
I mean, he apparently can do everything. So, yay for him.
Maybe they should keep him on as a deckhand.
They should keep him on as everything. He's a jack of all trades. He can apparently do everybody's job better than they can. So,
yeah.
But you know what?
I feel like he came on here. I feel like this charter came on here the second time, A, for TV.
Yeah, of course.
And B, for TV. And C, just to be the biggest pain in the ass. Because let's face it, though, if you're on a charter and your food's not coming out, your drinks aren't coming out, you paid all this money. You don't go work behind the bar just for fun. You just sit there and bitch about it and scream and cry and holler and do all the things. So I think you did it for clout. I think a lot of it was.
Yes and no. It depends how drunk I am. Am I already drunk or am I sober? If I'm sober, no, I'm going to sit there and just like complain about it happening. If I'm drunk, I'm going to go hunt down a bottle of my own booze.
True.
You know? So it depends where I am on the sober to drunk spectrum of how brazen I've gotten with taking this matter into my own hands. But like I said, I would say up front, like, hey, I want the bottle left in a bucket of ice. Is that going to be a problem? Like, I don't want to, it makes me uncomfortable as a guest to have to call you every time to pour more into my glass. I don't want to have to do it. I don't want to feel uncomfortable.
They're going to love you. When are we chartering a boat?
When I become a millionaire, we will definitely charter a boat. So, yeah, soon. Real soon.
YouTube, help us charter a boat.
I'm gonna get right on that.
We will do a drawing. YouTube, you guys chartering a yacht. We will do a drawing for 3 of you to go with us.
Yeah, when we become millionaires and we're able to charter boats. Someday. I mean, hopefully we can do it before I'm in a wheelchair and I need a wheelchair accessible boat. But, you know, when I'm...
Will you want to park you with champagne? It's
old?
Fine.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. We might have to stick with the carny cruises. You know, the $250 a weekend cruise.
No, we are doing this.
Oh, Carney Cruise got a new boat. I just saw it. And it's for like the 4-dayer one. I don't know if they're using it for the 3-dayer, but they're definitely using it for the 4-dayer that goes from here down to Mexico. So they got a brand new boat for us to explore. So we're going to have to go eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. But we have a new boat to explore. Yay. Yeah.
Yay.
I can't think of anything else, but I am excited to see what happens.
We have one more episode with these guests.
Yes. And I think I think they're leaving. We end like it's the party and it's nighttime. They go to bed. Oh, the morning. Wait, did we get to the next morning with the omelets and they were having breakfast problems? I mean, their breakfast did take an absurdly long time. However, I will say...
They were so picky. It was like, I want an omelet with mushrooms and red peppers and cheese and spinach. I want one with tomatoes and mushrooms and...
But why did the chef do it that way? Like, go take their breakfast orders. Why didn't they do it like they've done in the past, where most chefs, like, make a buffet style amount of things, and then they say, okay, you know, if anyone wants, like, eggs done a certain way, like, we'll go ahead and make that per person. But here's your buffet of stuff, and they just throw everything out on the table, and there's tons and tons of food. There's, like, bacon and scrambled eggs, and there's pastries, and you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff is out there. This one... They were taking like orders. So one person like wants like banana nut pancakes and another wants an omelet and another wants eggs Benedict and another wants like there's one chef. Like, so I feel like it was partly that, yeah, they were high maintenance, but it was also the chef and Francesca's problem that they didn't set up a buffet of starter food and then say, hey, if you wanted something specific, we'll make it, because that would cut down on the amount of different meals that she now has to prepare.
100%.
Like, one person
100%.
cannot prepare 8 different meals at the same moment.
And start getting, there's a couple of things that I think went wrong with this one. Number one, it's like as the guests start getting up and they start to see them, they radio, which they did. Yep. That's when you go up and you talk to them right away.
Yeah.
You don't wait for everybody to get up until...
No.
Start getting their drink orders, their Bloody Marys, their mimosas, their espresso
and you start
martinis.
Bringing out the things that don't need to be hot or cold that they can munch on. Like, you should already have a basket of different pastries and bread and a bowl of fruit, like cut up and sliced and presented nicely. Like, there should be some things like a continental breakfast style.
I also feel like the reason they might not have done it is because of all the restrictions.
Maybe, but the free-for-all food should be like, You can easily, with the restrictions, you can easily like have slices of cucumber and tomatoes and a little bit of cheese drizzled with like olive oil. Great. One. Okay. Then you could have like fruit cut up and chopped up too. Like these are things, you know, and then the people who can eat gluten could be picking off the bread. Like they should, the chef should have put stuff out. Like everyone else does
Something
it that
should have
way.
went out, yeah.
And they do it
And
for a reason.
Orders, and they should have been taking orders as they got up, not waiting for everybody to get, hey, would you like something to drink? How about something to eat?
Yep.
Kind of gauged it and seen, and they did.
Yeah.
They waited till it was everybody and let it build up.
Yeah, because that's crazy to expect for it to actually work. It almost, I don't know. This is like the one chef I feel like once in a great while I see them do it this way. If the guests have specifically asked for it not to be a buffet and not to have any food out, but most of the time we see that the chef is ready with stuff to go out, and then they take like their egg order or their omelet order or something, and they're able to just make it a little bit.
Like, and I think that's the difference. I think it's either a learning curve for the chef and the chief stew, or it might have been something that was on their preference sheet.
Maybe, but that's insane. I feel I put out something because the way they did
I wouldn't put anything past these guests.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're absolutely crazy.
I'd be like, I want my mimosa and I want my cheese plate.
Well, yeah, it seems like, so when we come back, I think this episode, third episode coming up, is going to be guests leaving, tip meeting, cleaning the boat, and then they get to go out for their night out. There
is the first night out. Yep, that is coming up.
And then sometimes we see the guests coming on, and sometimes it goes to, it cuts, and then we wait till the next episode. So we're going to get to see them. I'm excited to see their first night out and like how they are, how they party, who's drinking too much, who wants to go to bed early. That would be me. I probably would be like, I'm going to dinner, and then I'm going right back on the boat. Thanks.
Same. I don't know how they can go out until 2 or 3 in the morning and then be up at 8 or so.
I don't either. And then work all day. Oh God. On a boat?
No. Yeah, no, couldn't do it.
No, I couldn't do it.
Could not do it. No, it'll be interesting to see. Captain, the last thing that I remember happening too is Captain Lee did approach Eddie about Izzy's request.
Yes.
Eddie did give her, he said that, she helped me a little bit on the beach. So, because the boat was floating away.
Well, it was floating away, but I think he also used it as an opportunity to see, like, if she could take direction and knew what he was talking about because she had just asked him. So he's like, oh, there's your interview. So.
No, he really did. But the boat was floating away.
Yeah.
So
what a surprise.
Lee's, that's something that they're thinking about. I think it'll honestly come down to, I don't think it'll come down to that. I think it'll come down to what Lee can get to replace. Can he get a stronger third stew, or can he get a stronger deckhand?
Yeah.
Because they need strength in this. And I think
he wanted to
bring it up to, I think he wanted to bring it up to Eddie just to see.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to depend on which one he can get a stronger of it. If he can find a stronger stew, and maybe he'd already started doing some research or making some phone calls, and he thought, well, maybe I can get a stronger stew.
Yeah.
So let Eddie have her, because they need a strong crew member to come in.
They definitely do. Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens. I got the feeling.
Do you think it's going to be someone new, or do you think it's going to be someone we've seen before, whether it's interior or exterior?
Well, I got the feeling from Eddie and Captain Lee's like exchange about it that he is going to let her go over, and he's going to look for a stronger third stew, because she clearly, like, even keeping her, I think he'd eventually have to get rid of her and replace her anyways.
Well, I think with Francesca's breakdown, he wants to give her the support.
Yeah, she needs somebody else. I hope someone else comes back. I like when we see other people.
I think it's going to be somebody that comes back. I don't know. What if it's Josiah?
Oh, God. Oh, that would be great. But they're hiring for like a third stew position, not a strong second. Because I think there's like a pay rate thing.
True.
So unless Josiah was willing to be a lower paid.
Well, yeah, because look at Bugsy. Bugsy had chief experience.
Well, yeah, because she came in to like help out. Yeah, to help out. I hope it's someone. I like when they return. I enjoy it.
I mean, they're not gonna. And you think about it. I mean, Josiah is more qualified to be a second stew.
Yeah.
However, I mean, we still don't know Elizabeth's capabilities. She seems competent. She seems good.
Yeah, we haven't seen enough of her.
Maybe she just got the luck of the draw as a second stew, but maybe she's more third stew. And you got to think if Captain Lee can avoid it, he's not going to bring in somebody that is third stew qualified and so green again.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to bring in a greenie.
He's definitely he's going to avoid it.
No, he's going to try to avoid it, but
so it'll be somebody new. I'd like to see Josiah back.
I love Aisha. I know she's not going to be on this one, but because that was from Aisha. She's like one of my fave people because she's just so like happy and fun all the time. And
Aisha won't be on.
No, it won't be her, but I like her.
Amy could be fun. Amy was
I like fun. Amy. Yeah, she's a fun one.
Side note: Amy is a market partner with Monet.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, how funny!
She started selling Monet.
That's awesome. So wait, is she still in the yachting business then, or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Nope, I think she actually did retire from that. Then,
Below Deck has them dropping like flies.
I know. Amy was fun. And
well, we shall see. We shall see.
Think about it 3 years from now. These will be the ones that we love, and they'll be the ones that are dropping off, and we miss them.
True. We shall see. We shall see who we like and dislike too at the end of this. So
I can't wait. You know what? I think Kate will be the first one to come back as a guest.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would definitely love to see that.
I think Kate will be the first one to come back as a guest, probably 2 or 3 seasons.
Bravo needs to make that happen for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys.
A lot going on, you guys. It's going to be a great season.
Let us know your comments below. What do you think is going to happen with Izzy? You think she's going to go to the deck crew? You think she's going to get stuck on interior? And let us know any of your other thoughts on episode 1 and 2. And make sure if you haven't already, hit that like button for us. And subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff. And we will see you guys soon. Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day, night, whatever it is, whenever you're watching this.
Whatever day it is.
Whatever day it is. All right. Bye, guys.